Hello YouTube fans, here again, and as you know I'm still going for that 80s marathon, still going for that beautiful 80s marathon, and why not this one? Why not it? Apart from some car going beep, why not it? Now I'm going to do this in two halves. If you see this one first, I'm going to spice this one in first and then spice the second one in, because normally when I upload my videos it always goes down the other way, so it kind of makes sense. So I'm going to upload this one first even though I did the other one. That being now in 1986, 86, duh, yeah, 1986. That being Quatermain and the Golden City. That's right, I could be writing wrong than that. Quatermain and the Golden City. And what it was a follow-up of King Solomon's Mind. And I kind of like, this one is sort of a step down, but it's also a step up. What I mean by that, there's a few things I like about it, and there's a few things that it's, and I'll get to them. Right, I'm going to show the things I like and the things where it's a bit why it's a step down. It definitely was, because I was going to make 3 parts of this, right? And I would have loved to have seen it, but because it wasn't as successful as King Solomon's Mind one day after, in 1986 it started to hit off, so they decided to start the third one, and it's a damn shame. I do know over the days when the expansion being the PlayStation 3 and so on come out, they made sort of like the game versions of Quatermain. I've actually played the games and I do find them very enjoyable, and I would have loved to have seen one. See, this is something I'm going to be honest here, if I can have my words right there. I'm going to be honest, Hollywood. I say it again. I'm going to be honest, Hollywood. Instead of wasting money on darbies, this is the films you should be investing in. Things like Quatermain and things and movies we like to see, instead of wasting it on darbies. Anyway, let's get to the point. So you get that beautiful music again, and I love it. You got the idea that our main character, being Quatermain, is married Cyan Stone. That's one down. I did not need to see Cyan Stone back in the film. Yes, it's nice to look at. Yes, it's pretty in that era. It was dated and professing to see Cyan Stone not showing her boobs, opening her legs, and showing everybody her figure gold. So, the end of the day, I just felt he was sort of an Indiana Jones character, and I felt as an adventurer error, get the word right, adventure error, I forget the bloody speech experiment's getting worse. Being an adventurer, I meant to say, fancy got it right, I felt kind of like Indiana Jones, instead of having a different woman in every adventure story. So that to me was a step down, having him married and all this. I felt it was a step down from that character being Quatermain. Number 2, I didn't like the villain in it compared to the villain in the original. We all know played in the Indiana Jones film, Raiders, and The Last Crusade, as in his mate, being Quatermain. Quatermain. It's character Sorum. I felt he was a better villain. I mean, if his fisters had a bit of respect to pop someone's eye out. That's how fisters he were. This villain, I couldn't really give a damn about him if he lived, died, whatever. The story sort of dragged a bit as well. But the rest of it, it's not a bad film. It's not a bad adventure film. It still has that old stew feel. Apart from it being cheapened down, there's a bit in it where, if I remember rightly, they had the music from American Ninja. I'm not making this up. They actually had the frigging music from American Bloody Ninja. Can't remember now whether it's the first or the second. Well, it could have been the first actually, because this came out in 1986. We all know that American Ninja 2 come out one year after. So there, they used some of the music from most of Tannen films as one scene from American Ninja, and I'm thinking, how cheap is that? The bit where you see the two-way film, even though I felt it had a time in the original one, I felt it kind of cheapened it in this one. But there are some good bits in it. I love the bit where he's going and his bodies are coming out. It kind of reminds me a bit of Temple with Doom, and it sort of reminds me a bit of Raiders. You know, you've got bodies coming out, you've got bugs coming out. I like that little touch. I like the women in it. They were nice to look at. These beautiful women. And I do like the way the villain kills people. He's got this thing, and it shows how ruthless this guy can be, even though I felt he was weaker than the original. He's getting these men, and he's dipping them in gold and killing them. And I'm thinking that was quite brutal. For that rating, a PG rating, it definitely was quite brutal, and it definitely was quite ballsy to see that. Men getting dipped in gold and being turned to gold. But you got the scene anyway, they're fighting, Quatermain's fighting, and the Dold traps. You think the villain's got the better of our mate, being Quatermain, but he gets the outdoing. Dold falls on him and kills him, turns him into Dold. So I kind of like that touch. I thought, yeah, Quatermain and the City of Dold. It's not a bad film. It's definitely a step down though from King Solomon's Mind, but it's still that done offensive film. It still has that old still, but it's like I say, because it wasn't as successful and Tannen being Tannen cheapened it a bit. Sadly to say, they never made a third one, and without repeating myself, they made a few games, being Quatermain, and I'd loved to see what a third adventure would have been like. I love films like this. I'm a sucker for adventure films like this. Shoot me. But it's still not a bad adventure film. It's definitely old school. It's something you don't see anymore, sadly to say. Come out in 1986. Wasn't as successful, like I say, as King Solomon's Mind, but Quatermain, the City of Dold, it's not a bad one. But until then, be smart, be safe, and I'll see you soon for some more movies and movie reviews.